We start with a chant. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drown deep in the waves of His bliss, chanting His name continually, tasting the nectar at every step, bathing in His name, that bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, and in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy. How huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself. Give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of desire or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Ah, how I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet, let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thy arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou, who stealest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. The spiritual significance of temples. Before we can go into it, it's kind of a reminder. Today is a very auspicious day. It's Holi. Holy, Holi, Holi. It's the spring festival. It's a festival of colors. It's a festival of renewal of life. It also happens to be the birthday of Sri Chaitanya. And that's the reason why we took this prayer of his, the translation of Shiksha Ashtakam. There are various mythological stories linked with Holi. One is Holika was a demoness who was burnt. And so, especially in northern India, it's Holi. They say the Holika was burnt, and so they light bonfires, and they do the puja, worship, etc. In South India, we have mainly it's the Shiva opening his third eye and burning away kama, desire. And we have other things like with Krishna, we have the eternal play of Krishna and Radha in this Holi. So it's a very joyous festival. We won't be playing with colors, but at Sunday school, children, mothers' children, they will be playing with colors. So what's the spiritual significance of temples? There's one desire in the human heart to know. And this to know takes the form of origins. Where did we arise and where are we going? What's human destiny? If that is absent, essentially you're subhuman. But it doesn't go because it's there deep within the human heart. And when we try to know, when you look around, what do you see? Yeah, it depends on who and what you are, what you see. To a child, everything is so beautiful. Of course, to a lover also, everything is so beautiful. Everything is so nice, everything is smooth. But as you keep on growing in knowledge, you see this world differently. As you keep on studying it deeper, what appears is different from what it really is. It has baffled the human mind, and people have been actually studying this world since time immemorial. For one thing, it sustained them. They lived there, it was the mother. Another thing, they turned their gaze towards the skies, and that was another kind of immense vastness that baffled them again. What is this? And do these people who live there also are like us? And they started conceiving things. But closer home, our own existence was the biggest mystery. What? Where? To make things simplified for these early humans, I mean, this was much, much before, maybe 100,000 years. They understood somehow that the earth, the mother earth, the heavens, or the vast sky, the space, and somehow we are connected. And religion was nothing but a response to this search. It's not something that religion is something separate and somebody comes and says, I'm giving you a new religion. It doesn't work like that. Religion actually never worked like that. So something comes outside and gets grafted. It is that eternal search that is evolving within us that gives rise to something called religion. Now, due to some insights in the early people, they found certain places with a different level of energy. It's like kind of the cosmic energies kind of pooled in a place, or like a kind of a vortex. And they marked it as places with magical properties. They would bring their sick and ailing, and this is the place which was supposed to be venerated. Or take your footwear out So the place where you stand it is holy ground. It's in the Old Testament. It was this idea. The idea of the sacred was now superimposed on this. Combine it with this other human element, awe. When it sees something which it does not comprehend, it wants to find its mystery, but it's in awe. And that leads to worship. You tend to worship something which you are in awe. So these places, earmarked as sacred, became places where one first never defiled it, one was in awe of it, and they found that certain things used to happen in these places. Well, mainly it was when the devotees or whether those particular people, they went to those places, their own vital forces, their own energy or their prana, infused those places with additional layers of energy. Because it's a common theme in Vedanta. Tirtham kurvanti tirthani. That is, the people who do a pilgrimage make that place a pilgrimage. So it was always like that. So in times, these places started becoming more and more important to that particular group of people. So what do we find? Saying, first they said, violation of this place cannot be done. It is sacred. Okay. And then they associated certain powers. They found that this place has got a particular energy. And from there they said there are particular powers there. And then they personalized it in the forms of ancient deities. This happens everywhere. It's not only in one place it's carried out. It happens, it's a universal phenomenon. And this is what actually happened. Another human element which we discovered at a very, very beginning of our journey is the idea of sacrifice. It has played a pivotal role in all activities. It's a sacrifice of something for someone else. It may be your time, it may be your energy, it may be your life, it may be anything. It may be your love. So this was a grand, you can say, instinct within us. And we understood that if the person doesn't sacrifice, that person is not going to grow. Inevitably. If you want to grow, sacrifice. Like Swami says, sacrifice the lower for the higher. And this is also found across all cultures and all civilizations, everywhere, this idea of sacrifice. We find it in the early parts of the Old Testament Bible also. The idea of sacrificing. So people used to come to these places which are earmarked with gifts or something like that. Maybe some animals, maybe some fruits, maybe roots, maybe this, maybe that. And today also we go and petition. We write something and we offer it to this. Incense, candles, whatever. It's a very ancient instinct. It's not started by anybody. It is, you are impelled to do that. So this idea of growth through sacrifice, like a mother, she will sacrifice so much of her life for the child to grow. Well, then the child becomes something else. That's a different story. But why does the mother do that? Because it's instinctive. She will do it. And it's not only human beings. Everybody does it. Even birds and animals and even plants do it. There are mother plants. They look after their daughter plants. Oh yeah. It's everywhere. So we are doing something which is aligned with the cosmic realities. So this was, now this place became a focal point. Now look at Stonehenge or something like that. The symbolism has gone off. What we see is these huge monolithic pillars, and we don't know why. They're saying solstice and winter solstice and this and that, and we are going there, and we don't know what those old guys, they built it for. You find such structures all over the world. Everywhere you'll find something circular and something this. That also is instinctive. We will like to create something which is circular in shape. Of course, a square is within the circle, so that's okay, but it has to be some circular. That is also another cosmic influence on us. This place, earmarked as a sacred space, drew in the very best what was there in society. Stonemasons, maybe engineers, not engineers the way we know them, and sculptors, artists. Then you had musicians. We had all types of people converging there. And it became a kind of a melting pot. Everything was melded. And like the heart that beats, draws in blood and pumps out the blood, so also everything that came within these sacred spaces was pumped outside to everything around society. So it was a diffusion of culture. And this place now became an important point of convergence. You can go for anything and everywhere. You can go there. So culture arose because of these sacred spaces, which we can now call as temples. And this is a fascinating thing, because what happens is you will find this place has now become an ideal. It has become a symbol of those people who worship it. Everywhere you'll find, you'll find a symbolic representation of that sacred space. Like you see, like take for instance, somebody goes to the St. Peter's Basilica and comes back with a kind of a memento, a kind of small St. Peter's Basilica. It reminds him. And similarly, all holy places have that symbolic. Now people pin their hopes and values and ideals and future and past on this particular place. And now it had become even more important. It was growing in importance. So here we have this idea. People aspired to go there. And then a certain, like today, we have a day earmarked for these kind of festivities. It happened there. So there was an idea of celebrating these places and these days. So it became a place of celebration also. It became a place for also mourning and for doing everything. Whatever you wanted to do. If you see most of these ancient civilizations, Babylonian, Egyptian, Greek, Roman, whatever, life patterned around temples and their gods. You read Homer's books, anything. The gods are interacting with the humans at a very deeper level. At an emotional and intellectual, every level the gods are there. But modern historians, they somehow feel embarrassed about these things, saying that, oh, these are superstitions. But we can write a history without the gods. And so what we get is, now this place, as it's growing in that power and influence, and then there was a separate class of people called a priest, and then they became very powerful and this and that. We won't go into that. But not everybody went there for spirituality. They're saying, why should you go for spirituality? Because, existence has various problems. Nobody is very kind of happy. There will never be a person who is happy. Maybe for a minute or two, but not happy. That's because existence implies what the Vedanta says, tritapa, the three types of afflictions. And what are they? They class it as Adidaiva, Adibhauta, Adhyatmika. The first is saying, we may try to control nature, etc. But there are things like, tsunamis, earthquakes, or floods, or forest fires coming and destroying. You may try to protect yourself, but these are cosmic events. And then lightning comes and strikes you, and there are those dangers. Always. They say, we are nicely sitting down here, and then suppose this big fault line here which is there, suppose it suddenly decides to, and we are going to get swallowed up, possibly. Who knows? Life is uncertain. So they used to go to that place to pray. Get rid of this, please. Save us from this. The next is Adibhauta. Every society has crime. There's a dark underbelly to every city. Once I had gone to New York and they were saying, then I returned and they're saying, how was New York? I said, yeah, okay. I told them that every city has a dark underbelly. You don't have to fool me, at least. There'll be crimes and rapes and all types of, you can say, evil. Evil is real. And religion has been wrestling with this. Who is responsible for this evil? And they got a gentleman called Satan for that. Only now he's becoming more and more powerful. They thought they could have kept him away, but it hasn't worked. In India, they never did that. God is good. That fellow came and spoiled the whole thing. So, society, when people live together, there will be problems. Always. So, this is the second level of affliction. And the third level of afflictions, that adhyatma, that is, you will get old, you will get diseases, you will get troubles, you will get this, you will get all these things. There's death. You're trying to wrestle with this. So these broadly are the three levels of affliction that afflict everybody and everything. Every living being is afflicted with these three. Okay, now, the people, they are afflicted. Where will they go? They will go to that place. Please cure me. Please do this. Please do that. I've got this problem. And why not? It's better than doing nothing. Because in a sacred space which has got a level of energy, when you pray, that prayer becomes extremely powerful. That is why they say that you should not commit any sin in a holy place, in a sacred place, or in a pilgrimage site. Never do that. Why? Because you will get it 100-fold. So what do you do there? Do something good there. So pray and be charitable here and there. And so the good also comes in, as they say, in spades. Bhagavad Gita says, 4 types of devotees worship me. 4 types of devotees. Now, devotees, to be a devotee, you've got to be good. You just cannot be without any kind of devotion to pray to God. Any class, the Bhagavad Gita class, Artho Artharthi Jignasu Gyanicha. So Artho is one who has got physical, mental, moral, spiritual, intellectual problems. That person goes there. Another person says, if I have money, I can solve all my problems. So he'll run after money. Artharthi. These people also go to these temples, sacred places. There are others, the Jignasu, the inquirer. What is life? That was the original impulse of, like I said, religion. What is this? So these people also go. And the Jnani, that is the person of knowledge, one who knows. You see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swamiji, and all the direct disciples, even they are going to a temple, very huge temple. Why do they need to go? We ourselves don't go, don't bother about it. Asking me, when I went to India, have you gone to this temple? That no, I don't want to run about. I say, what are you for? Think you're staying out there and become atheistic. No, it's not that. They used to see the living presence of the deity, like Raja Maharaj and Holy Mother and all they used to see the deity actually living, present. When Raja Maharaj goes to Meenakshi temple, he sees the mother. And she's giggling and he's also giggling. So you can imagine. So they go to put in their own spiritual powers into that place, to awaken those places. So their purpose is different. They go to awaken these places. And in time, these places keep on drawing millions and millions of people. See, you go to, like if you go to Mecca, why do people go to Mecca and why do people go to Benares and why do that place draws souls to them? So these people go to worship there in those places. They don't say, oh, like there are some Advaitins and oh no, we don't go to the temples. Then you're not an Advaitin. Oh, there are so many stories, but we don't want to get sidetracked. Okay. Now, what is the goal of human life? Now, Sri Ramakrishna says the goal of human life is to know. What? To know. But when you understand what is life, is that all? You're born and you die, or you're maybe reborn again and again you re-die, again reborn, re-die. Is that all? No. The goal is to explore a higher dimension of life. Sri Ramakrishna says the goal of human life is to see God. He doesn't mince words like I'm doing. See God. Oh, I didn't know that the goal of human life is to see God. Oh, what do you think it is? Eating, drinking, and sleeping? That even the animals do it. So there's very old, you can say, verse. Ahar, nidra, bhaya, maitanam. So eating, drinking, fear, sleep, etc. are common to all living beings. But dharma is especially there amongst humans. And without dharma, the person is like an animal. So here, as people used to go to these places, people who even searched for wealth and they got wealth, and people went there with the other problems, their problems got solved. In time, they also became seekers. They also understood that the deity is responding. Oh. So there must be something there. And so they also begin to search. So the goal of human life is to see God. In our temples, we have Sri Ramakrishna as a central deity. Why? Well, Swamiji says he is the embodiment of all gods and goddesses. Never has it happened before, and never, I don't know in the future, but never has it happened before. He is also Sarva Dharma Swarupi. Swamiji says, Stapakaya cha dharmasya. He is the establisher of all dharmas. Sarva Dharma Swarup. He is the embodiment of all dharmas. Now, dharmas means not these institutionalized, organized religions. He's not talking about that. He's speaking about, another explanation is, he's speaking about each and every life. We all have our own approach to religion, our own understanding of religion. We want this from religion. That becomes your dharma. Saying, oh, take refuge in the dharma. Take refuge in the dharma. What dharma? Dharma is that which holds you together. Yes, all the various forces that hold you is what is called dharma. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, they hold you, apart from their willpower, etc. The life forces hold you. So this is, each individual has his or her own dharma. So he is the embodiment of all dharmas. So there are, I don't know, 8 billion? What's the population today? 8.2 or 3, whatever. You don't see the people like here, 8 billion. We go to China or India, you will find the world is crowded. But you'll find every one of us has their own understanding of religion. So he is the embodiment of all religions. And then he says, Avatar of Varishthaya. He is the best of the avatars. Why is the best of the avatars? What's that? No, we have a static idea of an avatar. What's that? The person comes. Now, because of these movies, the word has become commonplace. Avatar. So it means descent. Descent means not from top to down. It's something from a higher dimension to another dimension. So if everything in this universe evolves, the trees, the plants, mountains, seas, everything is evolving, why shouldn't the avatar also not evolve? Everything evolves. Our ideas of God have evolved from the oldest ideas of fetishism or this animism. Oh, that tree moved, there must be some spirit in that. Okay. And today what we do, we don't believe in that. Actually, we don't believe. But we say, touch wood. We do that. Yeah, touch wood. What is this touch wood? That is as superstitious as that. Those people, they need these forest nymphs and this and that, and tree nymphs, they touch wood. Everything that moved, people thought that, yeah, there must be some energy, some spirit behind that movement. And So from those early ideas, they came to fetishism, then polytheism, henotheism, finally came to monotheism and absolutism of Vedanta. So we have been evolving our religious ideas. Why doesn't the Avatar also evolve? Avatar also evolves. What was there before, that will not do in today's world. In today's world, the Avatar has to have evolved. So, like we are also an evolution of so many things. Yes, we are a product of evolution. Besides, our soul has evolved over and over and over for millions and millions of years. Because the evolution of the Avatar has come to this, why does it has to be like that? Like we embody all our past. A few billion years of my past I'm embodying. Saying, where? It doesn't look like that. Oh no, it's all encoded in my genes. All my genes for all these years, they are carrying the memory of all those things. It's not a simple thing. The soul also has evolved, gone through many things. So everything has evolved, including, so I'm here, I can see, and that's a play of consciousness. In a way, I can see my own future, in general ways. I'm going to die. That is there. I'm going to get freedom. Okay. So an avatar, when it comes, the avatar embodies all our dharmas, the whole of humanity, the entirety of humanity. And what does the avatar do? The avatar also can see the future. Future of what? Of humanity. And he sets up a mold here in the present so that they can traverse to that place, to the future. That is what's being an avatar is good, nice fun. It's the worst thing. You can. It's a very bad job. Taking it lightly, but then it is. Now, when you say embodies everybody, yes, everybody. Humans, everybody, yes, the entirety of creation. An avatar embodies the entirety of creation? Yes. Otherwise, that avatar is not an avatar. It might be something else. Of course, there are various degrees and levels also of avatar. Maybe one day we can discuss this in another talk. It's very complex. So, an avatar embodies the life, the past, the present, and the future of the entirety of creation. Yes, it's a tremendous state. Nobody can, when you look at Sri Ramakrishna, it doesn't appear like very simple. No. It looks simple. It looks innocent. It's not that. So that avatar is in constant communion with the entirety of the cosmic mind. And that avatar feels that this cosmic mind is my mind. Sometimes I ask people, do you know what's a mind? Yeah, they'll bring me a textbook of neurology, psychology. The mind. Do you have a mind? Where is it? But you have a mind. Yes, I have a mind. Similarly, an avatar says, I have a mind. But the avatar's mind is not that individual mind. It is the cosmic mind. Oh yes. So the avatar stands, as it were, at the threshold between the entirety of the creation and the absolute, you can say, reality. The world of becoming, transformation, and the world of being. So this is the deity. And that's why we go to the temples. Because they are, as it were, the cosmos. And it awakens our own cosmic identity. Oh, I'm so-and-so individual, I'm this and that and this and that. If Vedanta is, if there's a bigger lie, it is this. Oh yeah, what are you talking about? So, there is a verse in one of the Upanishads. I won't burden you with the Sanskrit, but I'll just a few. Daharam vipapam vishokam tadantarasya. So here he says, there is a place within the lotus of the heart, which is sinless and pure. And within that lotus of the heart, there is a space where everything else exists. The Supreme Lord exists. Now, the external space in the temple is nothing but a cue to open this space within. And there the verse says that the entire universe is, one finds within that supreme space in the heart. One has to meditate on this supreme space. So the idea of a temple evokes the idea of the body is a temple. And the central deity within me, the soul, is within that. And in that soul is that higher soul. So there's likened to space. Why space? Because space has got no limits. You're saying the universe today is 13.8 billion years. They had a few years ago to 13.2, then 13.3, now 13.8. Now they are saying it's more. That's the observable universe. And they are saying who knows how vast the universe. Yeah, and the space is basically curved and stretching, etc. Yeah, we knew all that. It's like a fabric, they say. That's why in the puja we take that the cloth which represents space and we wave it. That's space. However, so the space is vast. So the reality is likened to space. That. So this external space as awakened that inner space. This is the spiritual significance of temples. It awakens this. And that's why, yeah, there are some people who don't want to go to it or don't need this. Everybody needs it. But in the Vedanta temples, this is emphasized, that you come here to awaken your inner space, not for anything else. Yeah, you can pray, of course, then, for everything. But then slowly, Sri Ramakrishna, what he does, he will take care of all these small things that your needs. And then the higher needs will automatically awaken. The higher need is that to know our origins. And how do we know our origins? We will find that we are part of that higher life, higher existence. That is our origins. That is knowledge. That knowledge will free us. The goal of human life is to see God. That is, so in Vedanta, it is moksha, freedom. What's the goal of human life? Moksha. What's this? what is the first time you are hearing all this? No, it's there. It's a very ancient ideal that has been around for thousands and thousands of years. One time, I remember first time I had gone to the Kumbh Mela. It's a huge religious fair, the largest congregation of humanity in one place. And why people come there? To have a bath on that particular auspicious time and that particular auspicious place. Really? No, that's not the only thing. The idea is, if you have a dip in that holy river at that holy moment, you become liberated, free. So people go there, not for a picnic. They go for liberation. And I've seen millions and millions of people, oh my God. Seen poor, and especially the poor people. They don't even know that language that the city folks are, speaking in. Millions of people, old, young, everybody. They're almost on the point of death, and their children are carrying them and taking them. Why? For liberation. This has seeped deep into the psyche. It is there in all of us. Only thing now we are engaged with tomfoolery. It will awaken. It will awaken in a sacred space. That is why sacred spaces are important and will continue to exist. Like we have this church here that's closed, and after 100 years of this church, people have prayed and hoped and wept here. To have that thing just dismissed, that's sad. But one dies, 100 are born. There is no absolute death. In some form or the other, it will rise again. Okay. So this is, it awakens you to your own reality. And your reality is, as the Atman, you're free. That is what one needs to realize. Om, peace, peace, peace. Okay. There's no questions here. Just gracias. Yes.
Is there any significance to the geometry or architecture of a temple and what you individual is drawn to?
Yes, there is a Shilpa Shastra. The question is whether there is a geometry in the temple design. Oh yes, I didn't want to mention. I just want to mention a significance. So the entire cosmic elements are symbolized in a temple. The temple represents the microcosm of the universe. So earth, water, fire, space, all these shapes, all these things, the temple represents the body of the creator. So we have the typical, you can say, temple it will have. So, and then in the sanctum sanctorum, there is a deity. That's the so it represents the cosmos, it represents the human body, and so it has its particular, it's a science, in fact, that was transmitted from generations to generations. Temples have to be built like this. The image has to be done like this, of this size, etc., etc. All these are various ancient dimensions that have been given to it. So when you see this, you are seeing the cosmos. Yes, it's not there. Oh, nice temple design. Look at the spires. We don't go there. Look at the spires. Look at this. No. What are you looking at? You're looking at the universe. in a microcosm.
I guess, as an example, are the principles with which the design of a church versus another temple, are they totally different? Or
Yeah, the church architecture is different because, of course, these Freemasons who built all these huge cathedrals in Europe and all, they never had drawings and all. They passed it from generation to generation. They traveled from place to place. They represented those churches in the form of the church or the body of Christ or whatever. Yes. Unfortunately, they were killed or destroyed, whatever. So the secrets went with them. Here we have this, but the basic elements of the universe are like it's geometry, no? Straight lines, circles, circles within circles, all these things. All these things are used. Okay.
Raja Maharaj, she mentions about the spiritual current at Belur at Vrindavan, and certain holy places are very high at certain point of time. So what about those temples? Like we have here.
Yeah.
Do they also get something like that? What are those places?
Yeah. The question is, Raja Maharaj, Swami Brahmananda, he spoke about certain places where the spiritual current flows powerfully at certain times of the day. And what about these temples here? So Raja Maharaj says that in Vrindavan, it is at midnight. In Benares, it is early morning. And similarly in Puri, etc., different times, different places, there's a huge, you can say, upsurge of energy. And you'll feel it. If you're doing meditation, or even if you're sleeping, you'll be awakened and you will go to the temple at that time. So I remember we were asked, one very senior Swami, in fact, we asked my guru, so what about Belur Math? What time? So he said, 24 hours. Oh my God. So all the Ramakrishna temples, they're 24 hours. Okay. Yeah.
Are there any alternate theories about why temples are so powerful from neurology or psychology perspective?
Neurology and psychology, these are still babies. Kidding. They hardly know anything. But they have not gone into the science of this, why temples are powerful. But as I said, the devotional scriptures say, Tirtham Kurvanti, that the people who go to these temples, they make that temple powerful. So that's the. So take for instance, you go to a house which has not been lived in by anybody, or abandoned house. You see everything looks dead. The walls, the floor, the roof, everything looks dead, lifeless. And then you go and start living there. After some time, after some years, you will see that everything is become so alive and gay and everything so nice. What has happened? You have transmitted your prana, your energy, into things, into objects, and they, as it were, have come alive. So it is the people who go there, they bring life to it. Even any object, you take any object, you neglect it for some time, that thing loses its kind of luster. And then again you take it up, there it is. That same. So the prana which is there in a human being, and that's why they say when you pray in a temple, what happens is you're concentrating your pranas, your energies. That's why they say prayer and meditation concentrates here. And when you concentrate, the prana flows outwards and comes back to you. Always. Everything that goes out will come back to you. It's like karma. So it goes out, comes back. And it vibrates with the other vibrations already present there and makes those things stronger and stronger. So neurology will not be able to tell you, oh, it's like this. Psychology. But if you look at yoga psychology, you will see, what is this? That's psychology. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. These people are still stuck with like a neutralizing trauma, etc., etc. Let them be. Now, traumatic is a huge, you can say, study on psychology by these yoga scriptures. Tremendous. And it was not the yoga scriptures only formulated all these things. The thing was already present there. So they say that mind can crush the entire universe. It has so much powers. Here you say, oh, the brain is has got a tumor, it's gone dead. The mind can come out of this body. And now, of course, there is a lot of studies being done. Nobody dismisses out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences anymore. There's something here. They can go out and come in back inside you. So this is a development that's taking place, which is a good thing. So the study of the mind was done by yoga. Okay. When you see stories of people like walking on water or thorns and all, walking on water, walking in air, levitating, the yogis will say, nothing. What's this? Now what has happened is religion has become full of miracles. They want miracles. So, no, the miracle. The mind itself has got tremendous powers. Okay. I think we can stop. Oh, you mentioned Swami Vivekananda in the beginning sacrificing a lower for the higher. Can you give an example of what or how aspirants can do that today? Sacrificing something lower for the higher? Oh, sure. So suppose you want to watch a movie on Netflix, or you're supposed to be doing meditating. Oh, so what do? You have to give up your Netflix to meditation. So you'll give up the lower for the higher. So it's always like that. You give up the things which are transitory for a more permanent things. So this is the way you climb. That's the only way to grow. And then, are you bereft of all the joys and funs of life? No. You're not. The more you sacrifice, the more you will love, the more you will grow, the more happy you will be. The more unselfish one will be. Selfishness brings misery. Unselfishness, which is being a sacrifice, brings happiness. Okay. So, thank you very much. Next Sunday is Easter. So, we'll be speaking about the message of Easter from standpoint of Vedanta, of course. And as we know, Wednesday we have a gospel study group. Thursdays at the retreat we have Towards the Goal Supreme online by Swami Brahmatmananda. Friday we have a Household of Disciples of Shri Ramakrishna year, Friday. And then we have Karma Yoga and Ramnam. So go to our website and look at a calendar for events. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.